Online Support Program, Class 9, Week 11, Lesson 12, Subject Biology. Textbook Biology, page number from 132 to 133, Unit 7, Bioenergetics, topic Mechanism of Respiration, resources required, Biology textbook. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, student will be able to understand mechanism of respiration, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain. Mechanism of respiration. The process of respiration involves complex series of reaction. For the study of all the reaction of glucose oxidation, we will go into the mechanism of aerobic respiration. Students, as we have discussed about the respiration, we have discussed about the types of the respiration. We have also discussed the different phases that take place in that type of respiration. Like in the first phase, the oxidation of the glucose take place. So now we will be discussing that how actually the oxidation of the glucose take place. Aerobic respiration is a continuous process, but for convenience we can divide it into three main stages. That is glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain. Now we will be discussing each and every stage in detail. Glycolysis. What actually glycolysis means? Glycolysis is the process in which the glucose will be completely broken down into the 2-pyruvic acid, as we have already discussed this in the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. It is the first phase of the aerobic and the anaerobic respiration. So what is the location of the glycolysis? Glycolysis actually takes place in the cytoplasm, and it is not involving any kind of oxygen, because it is not needing any kind of oxygen if oxygen is present or if it is not present. So it has no concern with the oxygen. So it occurs in both type of respiration, that is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. In this process, glucose, like 6 carbon molecules, is completely broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. These things are already being discussed in the previous lecture also, that the glucose molecule will be completely broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid formula is 3C. If you look at this reaction, so the glucose is giving you the 2-pyruvic acid along with the energies, that is the ATP and NADH. Second is the Krebs cycle. Now, as the 2-pyruvic molecules have been formed in the glycolysis, now it will enter into the Krebs cycle. But before entering into the Krebs cycle, it has to be changed into the acetyl coenzyme A. When it is changed into acetyl coenzyme A, so then it will be giving us the carbon dioxide, ATP, NADH, FADH2. Okay, students. So Krebs cycle is that process that actually occur in mitochondria, and the pyruvic acid molecules are completely oxidized along with the formation of ATP, NADP and FADH2. Students, you can see in the reaction that when 2-pyruvic acid molecule is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, so then this acetyl coenzyme A will give us the carbon dioxide, the ATP, NADH, FADH2. All of the energies are being reduced because of the gain of the hydrogen, as you can see. Last one is the electron transport chain. As its name indicates, that electron will be transferred in chain, or it will be transferred in series form. When the electrons are transferring in a chain form, so continuously they will be losing energy. So let's discuss the electron transport chain in detail. We also call this process as ETC in short form. Okay, so it is the final step of cellular respiration. It is the transfer of electrons on an electron transport chain. In this process, NADH and FADH2 release electrons and hydrogen ions. These electrons are taken by series of electron carriers. As NADH and FADH2 was being produced in the Krebs cycle, now these energy products, the NADH and the FADH, they will release their electrons and hydrogen. You can see hydrogen is present, they are present in the reduced form. So hydrogen is present, so they will release their electrons and hydrogen ions. When they release their electrons and hydrogen ions, so they will be carried by the series of the electron carriers. Okay, as they are carried, so they will lose the energy. As they are losing the energy, so this energy will be then used to synthesize ATP. Okay, as I have told you that NADH and FADH will lose their electrons and hydrogen ions. Now this electrons and hydrogen ion will combine with the oxygen and they will form water. You can see in the reaction that NADH, FADH, they combine with the oxygen, so they will form water. Also they lost their electrons and the hydrogen ions, so they will be oxidized to NAD and FAD, right? As they are combined with the oxygen, these hydrogen have been combined with the oxygen, so they will be also giving us water. And I have also told you that when the electrons are moving in the electron transport chain, so continuously they will be releasing energy, which is then used to synthesize ATP, and at the end ATP is also formed. So this was the final step of the cellular respiration, and this is the end of the topic. Students, hope you find it easy and interesting. Thank you so much.